Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General Yahanna presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahanna. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
That means bind the law to your hand and bind it to your, the middle of your eye, the frontlets. What does that mean? As a Black person, what would that mean? Who knows?
Salaki, sir.
Come on.
You mean you tying it around your forehead? Have it right there in the middle?
Okay, that's not what the Bible is saying, even though it says tie it to your frontlets and tie it to your right hand. The white man is literal, so he thinks it means that. He also thinks in the garden there was a talking snake. He also thinks that when Genesis chapter 10 says, in those days there were giants in the earth and they had sex with women, he thinks there's some 45-foot man that had sex with a woman. I don't understand how that happening, but that's how he thinks. When the Bible says bind it to your hand and your forehead, what does it mean?
Con, sir.
Like this, sir.
Go ahead, Leviathan.
It should be on your mind. It should be something you're thinking about all the time.
That's all. That's all. We come from a people that make the greatest music on the face of the earth. Our hip hop, our blues, our jazz, our R&B is filled with poetic language. The Bible is written the same way. The law should be on the front of our minds. In the front of our get that. Get that in your head. Feel this in your soul. It's that. When it says to your hands, meaning when you go to do things, make sure you're lawful. When you go to do things, make sure it's lawful and right. And don't go and do some shit that's unlawful. Don't go and do something that you know is against the law. But for us as a people, we don't know. We haven't been raised like that. So when we go to do things and think about things, we often do unlawful things. And the Israelite school of UPK is going to teach everybody now how to have the law in the front of their mind and the law in their hand. Now you go to the store, you buying something. What do you do now that you come into the truth?
Salaki, sir.
Come on.
You looking at the ingredients to see if any type of anything unlawful is in it.
What is riboflavin, potassium hydroxide? You asking Siri what the hell this is to know if it's pork. Brothers get so diligent. Brothers are saying there's pork in the mints, there's pork in the gums, there's pork in oil. I don't know what it is. They're finding pork everywhere, but they're so goddamn diligent because they have the law in their hand. The Jewish man would do that shit. You understand? That's what he would do. Go ahead.
Salakia, sir. I was just gonna say about the gum. I was riding with a gentleman the other day to a slave, and we were talking about the different ingredients in food, and like you was just talking about. And I was chewing a piece of gum, and he said, "It's pork in that, right?" I had to spit the gum out.
Hey, I wouldn't do that. I would keep chewing. I'd offer it to him. What the fuck I spitting the gum out for? Who is he? Is he in the truth? Does he know anything? There's pork in that. When he probably doing what? What else is he doing? What is he doing? Is he a Christian? He's celebrating birthdays and shit? He gonna tell me about pork in my mouth? Nigga, you want some gum with your stink mouth? I don't know nothing about none of that shit. I did not hear that from Commander Yahanna. So this gum is good. It's holy. It's sanctified and Holy Ghost filled. Praise God. You want some? Yeah, I wouldn't do none of that shit. If somebody in here tells you that's unlawful, then outside of that shit, just bring it here before you decide to yield to somebody in the world. You want to practice that shit. Somebody brings something to you in the world, you can hear it. Come here and get it verified and checked first. Don't start to mold your life around this shit out. And before long, you practicing some other shit because somebody convinced you on the damn train about something that we don't know nothing about. All right, go ahead.
If I could, sir.
Go ahead, Warren. Hold on, but go ahead, Warren.
Yeah, what you're saying is so heavy, sir, because I can remember when I first started coming to the truth, people who never gave a damn about no laws, all of a sudden they want to lecture me about laws now because they heard that I'm studying with the I.S.U.P.K now. And what they're really trying to do, they're trying to usurp authority over you.
That's it.
In other words, if anybody's gonna have authority over what you can do and what you can't eat, it's me. That's what they want to try to do. So
yep.
I would say young brothers, be very diligent around that. If you hear from the school, don't even listen to it.
Don't. Okay, you definitely could hear it and bring it. Hear it and bring it. You also don't want to practice just dismissing shit because you'll just get dismissive about everything. You could hear it and bring it. Somebody said this. Is this true or not? And you'll get the verification. We're going to check the proof on it. But what Officer Warren is saying is right. Because the minute you say, oh, shit, I got dumb. Now, what has happened in that moment? What has happened in that moment? You go, oh, shit. What has happened in that moment there, right there? Go ahead.
You're doubting pretty much everything.
You onto it. A little bit, not so much doubt in everything, but now there's something else that's happened. Something happened in that moment right there. Go ahead.
Did I yield to them?
You yielded. You got corrected by somebody in the world. So subconsciously, this person has some knowledge that I should listen to. You get the point?
Oh, sir.
You can't just willingly do that shit. You can't just, let somebody tell you your house on fire and the house on fire, handle it. But they tell you some shit about, this thing got pork in it. Nigga, how? Where you read that shit? Where's your scholarship on it? What article? Where's that from? You have to do that. You have to get into that mode with people, or else, brother, like a warrior, I'm saying, they'll just usurp authority over you through a series of corrections. That got pork in it. That's really shrimp. Man, I always correcting you. You can't tell me nothing now. How many times I had to correct you? You don't yield to nothing now. If you're wrong, let somebody here tell you you're wrong.
All right, sir.
By no means this is licensed to go out into the world and be an asshole. just because they can't tell you something don't mean that you still have a reputation to upkeep, all right? But you get the point, right? So now with the Jewish man, with that 7 days thing, more than likely that came from the unclean law. That if you interact with a dead body, you're unclean for 7 days. If you go into the cemetery, you're unclean for 7 days. If you walk into the house or the room or the tent where the body, where the person died, you're unclean for 7 days, right? More than likely it comes from that. And because they're literal and dummies, spiritually slow, they make something up saying you could only mourn for 7 days, which is ridiculous. This is it's ridiculous to say you could only mourn for 7 days. What I mean? We mourning for 2,000 years for our king. What the hell are you talking about? Every time we get together and drink wine and have some beer and have some alcohol, is La Yasha'Allah, La Yahawashai. We take a toast to our king because the Bible says he will not drink from the vine until he is reunited with his people. Meaning Christ is a Judah. The Bible said Judah will tie his foal to the vine, meaning he enjoys a good drink. Christ is not having a drink until he's back with his.
Boy, like every week. Oh, Salaki, hold on. Let me get this mic closer. Just bear with me. Hold on. All right, shalom, Israel. Shalom. All right. Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yashpatah, Barakathum to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Alathun Bashim Yahshah to all the sisters. I'm preaching officer of 5,000 Malak, and we are teaching the Wednesday night law class. That was Captain Mashak Mayum out of DC, and he was, like always, teaching the heavy class and the heavy breakdown, going into depth about morning, and then to the question of the so-called Jewish man, and why he does a specific thing, like tie that dumbass block to their hand and to their forehead. So like always, it was a heavy class. Let's go ahead and clap it up for our class. All right. Tonight, I don't know if anyone have saw the video or the footage, but there was an oppressor, a white woman who was shot dead in her car in Minneapolis, Minnesota today, about 5 hours ago in Minneapolis. An oppressor, a white woman, was shot. She was deleted. She was unalived. The things your son does in those Call of Duty games, that's what happened to her in real life by none other than ICE. That happened 4 or 5 hours ago. We're going to go into that, and we're going to tie that into tonight's topic. What is going to happen for the Venezuelans next? What's next for the Venezuelans? If you don't know, the so-called Venezuelans are the tribe of Asher. Everyone understand the tribe of Asher, Venezuela. Just last week, I believe a week ago today, President Donald Trump, a week ago tomorrow, President Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, he sent Delta Force and the DEA in to capture President Nicolas Maduro. And Nicolas Maduro was the president of Venezuela, who Donald Trump is trying to, or went into the country to receive their oil, their resources, their deposits, everything that a country needs to sustain their life for the next 100 years. Donald Trump did that by kidnapping not only President Maduro, but his wife as well. And then there was celebrations in the streets of Venezuela. And there's celebrations by Venezuelans everywhere, by the tribe of Asher, even here in Kansas City. I have that picture for you tonight, how there were Venezuelans here in Kansas City celebrating. You understand? Well, we're going to go into how that is the same as what happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota today with the white girl being shot. So last week, like I said, he went in there and captured Nicolas Maduro under the auspice that Nicolas Maduro was, Venezuela was pushing fentanyl, selling fentanyl here, or distributing fentanyl here in America. We all know that wasn't true, because by the statistics and by even the FBI's records, the country of Venezuela isn't even top 5 when it comes to drugs, fentanyl, cocaine, or marijuana. They're not top 5 in any of those statistics. Mexico, Colombia, other countries are, but not Venezuela. So we know it had nothing to do with drugs. It had to do with oil. Everyone knows that. Everyone was talking about it on their social media pages. Tonight, we're going to go into what's next for Venezuela. What's next for the brothers and sisters that live down there? And we're going to tie that into the white girl who got shot unalive today in Minneapolis. Everyone understand? All right. So let's first, I got a video for you. Oh boy, let's see here. Let's go first to Venezuela. All right. Let's pull up this video of exactly what happened. And then on top of everything, Nicolas Maduro has to be charged in America for the, quote, the alleged crimes that Donald Trump and his cabinet believe he committed against America. So let's go here to describe what happened. Okay, here we go. This is a good video right here. Let's share this. Uh-oh, who we got down there? Most High Christ could come Gabar. Shalom, Mark. What's going on, Maurice? I could barely hear you, could come. You got to put the microphone.
Can you hear me? Shalom, shalom.
Yeah, I hear you a lot better now. Shalom, Mark, man. How you feeling, Mark?
I'm Tawab. How's it going?
Oh, it's Tawab, brother. It's Tawab. Another day living under our oppressor. Another day under our oppression. That's all. That's all today is. It's just another day closer to I pray when Christ returns. The more work we do could come, Gabar, Lord allow, the Most High God, we will change his mind and send him quicker than what he planned on. That's what our prayer is in the UPK. We want Christ to be here tonight. So that's right. Because if he does not return soon, I'm going to explain to you what you have to look forward to being Black, Latino, and Native Indian under this devil who you call the so-called white man. I'm going to explain that to you tonight. The people of Venezuela is going to feel it the same way the tribe of Judah, the so-called Negroes, felt it, the same way Issachar is feeling it now. Like if Christ doesn't return, could come, you are in a world of hurt. The Iraqis, the Afghans, who else? the damn Nicaraguans, the Cubans, right? Everybody has absolutely felt their, and when I say everybody, I mean out of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, all of us have felt one way or the other our oppressor's wrath. We felt his cruelty and his violence one way or the other, right? We can just go down the line historically, could come on who or what our oppressor has done to each tribe. You understand? You got the tribes of Asher back during the time of the 1920s that established the Banana Republic. This isn't new down in Central and South America. Central and South America, Honduras, Guatemala, Venezuela, Nicaragua, Colombia, not Colombia, but Nicaragua, they are the reason why the entire earth eats one type of banana called the Cavendish banana. That banana you buy from the grocery store. There are about 100 different breeds or different types of bananas, different strains of bananas. But you have only known one type of banana your entire life. That is because of companies like Dole Industries, companies, the United States Senate and the government, the entire United States government were confederate against the Central and South Americans in the early 1900s to establish something called the Banana Republic. And because you have the Banana Republic, you have the Cavendish banana, and you have the destabilization of Nicaragua, Venezuela, Honduras, and Guatemala, right? These things are not new. You go to the tribe of Judah. We've experienced it, my God, for the last 400 years here in America. You start off with slavery, with chattel slavery. Then you go into the Reconstruction era. Then you go into Jim Crow. And in that period of time, through that period of time, you have Jim Crow laws, you have reckless eyeballing laws, you have, give me some more, you have redlining, you have the school to prison pipeline, which exists today. Oh my God, it's so much that has happened to each tribe. You could just go down the list historically. Issachar, La Raza, during the time of the late 1920s, America poured gasoline on Issachar before they came into the country, just for them to send them back to Mexico. Like what you see happening to La Raza now is not new. Not even new in this century. This is something that has happened less than 100 years ago during some of our grandparents. Like my grandfather was born in 1925, which means he lived during the time of the Issacharites having gasoline poured on them to cleanse them of whatever afflictions they may have had. And then guess who took that and ran with it? And this is a study I'm doing right now. I want to do an expose on this. Everyone knows, this is common knowledge, that Adolf Hitler, all of his cruel medical practices that he used, him and the Nazis used on the so-called Jewish man for 4 or 5 years, everything that he learned when it came to being cruel to another race of people, he got it from white Americans.
Right.
How do I know that? Hold on, Kakam Bear. Where is that at? Oh boy, don't tell me. Yo, here we go. How do I know that, Kakam? You see this book? This is called Mein Kampf, My Struggle, by Adolf Hitler. This is his what he wrote in prison, right? What he wrote in prison, and it's not necessarily an autobiography, but it absolutely is his manifesto, right? It's his manifesto. Right. And in Mein Kampf, as well as other, I got another one. I got this microphone on top of. This book here is becoming one of my favorite books about this era. It's called the 12th Reich. The 12th Reich. And it's about pre-Nazi Germany and post-war Germany. So it takes you through a historical lens of the Weimar Republic in Germany, which is the republic that ruled before Nazi Germany, then the Nazi Party, and then post-Nazi Party, and then post-war society and economy in Germany. Everyone understands? So I have these two books amongst another slew of books and research that I'm doing to have an expose for here in Kansas City that we can post on our page, because I'm starting to learn that every tactic that Adolf Hitler used, it was not under his own creation. Everything he did was because he analyzed the American government and their mistreatment to the North American Indians, which he mentions in Mein Kampf, the so-called Negroes and the Latinos.
Right.
3 groups, which makes up the 12 tribes of Israel, is exactly where Adolf Hitler got all of the ideas to be cruel to the Jewish man. And even thought of having a group that was racist and that put their race over another race, that they were the superior race. That he got from the Ku Klux Klan. Remember, the Nazi Party didn't come about until the 1930s. The Ku Klux Klan was around 60 years, 70 years before the Nazi Party. So people thinking there, you may think this, I don't know if you had this before, you had this in your head before, but some people think that the Nazi Party was before the Ku Klux Klan. And that is historical. No. The Ku Klux Klan predates the Nazi Party. Does everyone? And the party didn't start off as a hateful organization or a hate group. It started off as a political party, just like the Dixiecrats, just like the Democrats, just like the Republican Party, just like the Federalist Party. The Ku Klux Klan started as a drinking club, which should always scare you whenever you get around white people, especially white men that drink. When you get around white men that drink, you should get the hell away from them. Because the Ku Klux Klan started as a drinking social club full of white Confederates, former Confederate soldiers who just lost the Civil War. And they were lamenting and they were moaning and groaning about how they lost the Civil War. So they had to keep these niggers in their place. They started to drink like only white men can do. They started to drink those brewskis and they began to get drunk off of corn liquor, moonshine, and brewskis cucumber bar. And they began to go around Pulaski, Tennessee, and harass the tribe of Judah, so-called Negroes. And then harassment led to, this is just a funny joking game we play, like that devil who unalived, give me the devil's name who unalived James Byrd Jr. in Jasper, Texas, 1998. Give me his name. Give me the 3 white men's name. One of the white boys who was responsible, whose idea was to tie James Byrd up to the back of his truck and then drag him through Jasper, Texas, until his body decapitated, his head decapitated off his shoulder. Until that point, he was sentenced to the death penalty in Jasper, Texas. Brother, do you know that before that case of James Byrd, I'm gonna wait for you to get it. I'm gonna wait for you to get it to continue to expound on my point. Right?
Yeah, cut him off.
What's his name?
The 3 men who was convicted of James Byrd Jr. were John William King, Lawrence Russell Brewer, and Sean Allen Berry.
Okay, John William King was the one who was sentenced to death by lethal injection because it was his idea. He came forward and confessed and said it was my idea because he was a known white supremacist who belonged to none other than the Ku Klux Klan. And just like his forefathers and founding fathers of the Ku Klux Klan, they thought that it was jokes that was being played. There was a videotape that you can look at on YouTube of John William King saying to the DA to the DA and to the sheriff of Jasper, I did this to James Byrd Jr. as a joke. It was just a funny game. I just wanted to see a nigger get drugged from a car for a few miles. I didn't know I was going to kill him. That's what he said. That was his defense. It was just a joking game. Who else said that? His founding fathers, the Ku Klux Klan, Albert Pike, one of the founding fathers of the Ku Klux Klan. It's a bunch of white men that get drunk and they just want to lynch some black people just to see what for a game could come. It's not serious. It's not real. It's just a game. Our life is just a game to our oppressor. Same with the Latinos. Same with the North American Indian. Well, these oppressors are who inspired Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler didn't think to do this to the Jewish man if he had never seen white people. If Adolf Hitler would have never even seen white Americans, he would have never became Chancellor of Germany and had the ideation to go and now put Jewish people in gas chambers and concentration camps. The only way he did that, and the only place he got that idea from was from white American men. Does everyone understand? Well, listen, we've all had our share of oppression in this place. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Now, Latinos, you're getting it the hardest. Now, America is going into your countries, and he's going to take your president, kidnap your president, kidnap their wives, kidnap their children, and now you're going to be the 51st, 52nd, 53rd, 54th state of the United States of America. Now you're going to see, what the world is about to witness is modern day imperialism. That's all. You're going to witness modern day imperialism. We got some check-ins. Let's address these comments. Hold on. Also, too, let's get in this chat, man. And y'all get in the chat of your young brother or sister, right? I see a few slave names that check in every week. I want to see you get them Hebrew names. Let's take them slave names in Iowa and Kansas City and let's turn them into a Hebrew name. But you have to earn it. And you earn it by this attendance sign-in right here. You sign in here so your attendance can be counted for. Everyone understand, just like in college. Everyone understand. Shalom, Sister Ronnie. Yahweh Shema Tabashmi Shah. She's one of the names I'm thinking of that I want to see go from Ronnie to a Hebrew name. All right. Most High Christ says, Sister Zara. Shalom, sis. Sister Bashimah. Shalom, sis. Shalom to all the sisters. Yahweh Shema Alathan Bashmi Shah. All right. So, yeah, brother, we can go into the video of Nicolas Maduro. I got a perfect video I'm about to send to you right now. Could come through Facebook Messenger. And I want you to play this video right here. This here is what you're going to witness modern day imperialism. And because of the internet, because we live in the age of the internet. Did I send you the right one? Yeah, I sent you the right one. Salakia. Because we live in the age of the internet, there is nothing your oppressor can do and now hide it from you. In 1960, when the Ku Klux Klan, in 1973, when the Ku Klux Klan was created and founded by a Confederate General Albert Pike, who has a statue somewhere in Tennessee right now. The Donald Trump, guess who erected his statue? Donald Trump's administration. Within the last year, they erected an Albert Pike statue in Tennessee, the founding father of the Ku Klux Klan and a Confederate general. Go figure out. You're about to see something out that you have only read about in history books your entire life, that our parents have read about and listened to firsthand accounts from their parents. Now you're about to live through it now in 2026. In 2026, right. America is going to another country, a foreign country, destabilizing their government, kidnapping their president and the president's wife, and stealing all of their resources like it was 1715. Like it was the Boer Wars of South Africa. These are things that we only read about in school and in college and in universities and in high school could come. Now we're watching it on TV. And if I may give a lesson to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, let me teach Black people, let me teach our people something for a second. Could come, and let me even teach white people something. This goes to both points. You ever read in history, like, man, how the hell did people allow this to happen? Like when I'm reading this Mein Kampf, or I'm reading the 12th Reich, or I'm reading these Civil War books, or I'm reading a book about the Boer Wars in South Africa and the decolonization of South Africa, or Germany, King Leopold, to Belgium and Germany, and King Leopold to what country was that? Ghana, with the rubber colony, right? When you read books,
I think he went to the Congo.
The Congo, give him a hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Congo, which is rubber, DRC, that's what it's called now, the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Brother, when you read these books and you study history, you always often wonder, where were people? Why didn't anyone do anything? Why were people so accepting of it? And when you get to live under Donald Trump, you get to witness firsthand why. Why? You see now firsthand why there was no one who did anything to stop all of the atrocities we read about in history, because people go along with it. That's why. People go along with it. Like right now, this book, The 12th Reich, people went along with the Nazi Party. When you think about Nazi Germany, don't think about it like they were enemies of Germany. The Germans loved the Nazi Party because they all hated Jewish people, because Jewish people were stealing Jewish people were the reason the economy in Weimar Republic failed and was destabilized. They didn't have a war that made that. They fought World War I, but that didn't cause their dollar, their currency to fall. It's because Jewish people marked up the price. I think they said in this book, 55% of the country of Weimar Republic after the war lived on a proletariat income and only 1% on a bourgeois income. Does anyone know what the bourgeois and the proletariat is? Proletariat is French for the working class. It's a Leninist Marxist concept that derives from Karl Marx. It's where you get W.E.B. Du Bois, who coined that phrase, bourgeois, the black bourgeois. Bourgeois is white collar. Proletariat is blue collar. Proletariat is the working class, the bourgeois, which is French, and proletariat is French for the aristocracy, the rich, people who live lavishly off of the proletariat. Brother, over half of the country in Germany during the Weimar Republic lived on a proletariat income. Do you know what that means? That means that virtually all of Germany was industrialized, and Jewish greed stole that money. So all of the Germans, whether they were a part of the Nazi Party or not, they loved the Nazi Party. Do you understand? You look at it now in history and say, why didn't anyone in Germany stop Adolf Hitler? You have to think about it like today. Think about right now. Why don't you stop Donald Trump? Salakia. You know why you don't stop Donald Trump? Because you love Donald Trump. Until he's responsible for killing a white girl in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Then you're like, well, ICE is a terrorist organization. It wasn't a terrorist organization when it was killing Latinos, Kakam Gabar, when they were kidnapping Latinos. Right. But the moment they kill a white woman, a person who really matters, now Donald Trump has to bethink what he's done in Minneapolis. Now he has to remove ICE out of Chicago and Los Angeles, which he said he's doing, which he didn't do before all of this happened. But now he's pledged to remove, not ICE, he's pledged to remove the National Guard from Chicago, D.C., and Los Angeles and Portland, all because a white girl was killed by ICE. All because Donald Trump knows the life that matters. Whenever Latinos and Negroes are kidnapped and unalived by ICE and families are separated by ICE, no one gives a damn. Just like no one cared when Nazi Germany unalived and put Jewish people in concentration camps. Nobody cared. So now you see, Kakam, when you live through it, you see, goddamn, I'm living in the age of the internet, of video cameras. I see why no one did anything, because you really love the person who's in charge. You love the fact that Donald Trump has carte blanche to go to Venezuela and kidnap the president and his wife, and now is going to steal all his resources because your gas is going to be cheaper. Because you're going to benefit off of the slavery, off of the oppression, off of the imperialism of white people. Once again, you don't say anything until it affects you negatively, until white women start being killed, until white men start being killed and white babies start being killed. Now we have to rethink everything. White people are hypocrites, and don't you ever forget that. And they are selfish. The white man is a hypocrite and he's selfish. There is no one who is more of a hypocrite than our oppressor. No one. This video is going to show it. Go ahead and play what you got, Kakam Gabar.
Here at new images of the daring U.S. military raid to capture and extract Nicolas Maduro and his wife. President Trump saying several American pilots were wounded, bleeding, but kept flying. And where President Trump says Maduro and his wife were captured, that they didn't have time to close the steel door to their safe room. And tonight, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on what Maduro's wife said as helicopters were closing in. Martha Raddatz and what she's learned tonight.
Tonight, dramatic new video of that dangerous mission to seize Maduro that injured U.S. helicopter pilots. Explosions lighting up the hillside around Maduro's heavily fortified compound in Caracas as U.S. warplanes blasted Venezuelan air defenses early Saturday morning. U.S. forces knocking out power to parts of the city, allowing them to move in total darkness.
Hey, pause it real fast.
A dozen U.S. Special Operations helicopters flying.
Pause it real quick. Let me tell you something, Mark. This is another, to the point of, you know how there are so many white, this is prove my point of hypocrisy of white people. White people are hypocrites. Remember when they killed, when America sent orders to SEAL Team 6, Dave Grew to kill Osama bin Laden, capture and kill Osama bin Laden in 2011. And after he was killed and confirmed he was killed, excuse me, there were white people like Alex Jones who say, well, we don't believe he was killed. We don't, because we didn't see a body. So because we didn't see a body, we don't believe he was killed. Well, listen, we saw President Maduro walk through the halls of wherever he was. He looked like he was in a dungeon somewhere with a Nike jumpsuit on and handcuffs on.
Right.
They said this about Adolf Hitler. They said that they believe Adolf Hitler is still alive. Somebody tell me when Adolf Hitler was born. In 1904, in 1898, something like that. Brother, there are white people who believe Adolf Hitler is alive with Tupac in Argentina. Like, white people are such hypocrites. Hypocrites. They think some oppressor born in the 1800s is living lavishly in Argentina and wasn't unalive. Do you know why white people think that? White people believe that Adolf Hitler didn't die and didn't get assassinated or kill himself. They don't believe that Osama bin Laden was killed. The reason they give you is because they didn't see a body. So because they didn't see a body, they don't believe that it happened. Let me explain to you what that really is. That is white people trying to compartmentalize their murder and their capability to be violent and murder and just the devils of the earth. Because only white people, if niggas was in charge, and we had a nigga president and he told us that he went and killed Donald Trump, black people wouldn't be asking for a body. Black people wouldn't ask for a body. They would say, damn, they say we killed, our leader said we killed Donald Trump. We know that we're capable of doing it with the special forces and special operations. So he's dead. Not white people like. White people don't, and this is something you have to understand about white people. They never want to admit anything that they've done wrong. They never want to admit their violent capacity, their capacity to murder. They don't ever want to admit it. So they try to deny things like, oh, this didn't really happen. It gets into so extreme that there are white men who deny the Holocaust, the Jewish Holocaust. White men that say, oh, the Holocaust didn't even exist. Meanwhile, their grandfathers fought the Nazis to free and to liberate the so-called Jewish man. Their grandfathers, who they praise for putting on that army uniform, a United States Marine Corps uniform that liberated the Jewish in Nazi Germany, they in the same breath say, I don't believe it really happened, because white people are hypocrites and they never want to admit any wrong. And so when you're battling a white person could come, I don't care if they're liberal or if they're far right, you better always remember that he is never going to admit his wrong. They never want to admit they're wrong. Ever. They always have to look like God, like the angel, like innocent, like pure, when really they are far from it. They're far from it. Keep playing, unless you had something you wanted to say to come.
No,
Please keep playing out.
Just 100 feet above the ground.
Like, if I may, hold on, Kakam. I got a comment here that says, we care about y'all as much as y'all care about us. Who is this? Is this a white person? If you're white, please say it now.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be. We care about y'all as much as y'all care about us. I'll wait for him to answer, him or her to answer. But I would like to know, how do black people, or I shouldn't say it, let me ask you this question, Raw Bear Claw. How do white people care about blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians? That's my question to whoever this is, whether they're black or white. Right? How do white people, or how have white people cared about Negroes and Latinos and Native American Indians? I guess he's talking about the time when the white man gave Native Indians blankets to stay warm in the winter. I think that's the type of caring oh, wait, Kakam. Those blankets did have smallpox. You see, right before the white man cared about Native Indians, he gave them blankets with smallpox. And before he gave them blankets with smallpox, he gave himself the vaccination for it, but didn't give them a vaccination for it so they can get sick and die on a trail of tears from Florida and the East Coast of America all the way to Oklahoma. I guess that's the kind of caring he's let's see, is he talking about the caring when it was this black boy in Mississippi in 1955 that didn't do anything? And then there was a group of white men who came to his house and knocked on his uncle's door. And what I think did they take this? I think his name was Emmett Till. Did they take Emmett Till out for ice cream at 1 o'clock in the morning? Did they take Emmett Till out to buy him a new pair of shoes? This was a 13-year-old boy that how did these white men care about Emmett Till? Oh, I know how. They unalived him in the shed. They sexually abused him. They beat him half to death. They shot him 6 times. They tied a cotton gin around his neck after he was dead. And then they drowned this 13-year-old boy in the Tallahatchie River in Mississippi. I guess that's how the caring the white man does. I think we're looking at a story now could come on TV, on this internet that you're playing right now that shows us how much the white man cares about the Venezuelans. Let's continue to look about how much the white man cares about the Venezuelans. Let's look, Kakam. Let's see all this caring that the white man is talking about.
A dozen U.S. Special Operations helicopters flying just 100 feet above the ground, moving in over the compound, firing miniguns and rockets at multiple targets. You can see in the video what appears to be small arms return fire or an RPG streaking wildly through the sky.
Rewind it about 15 seconds out. I think this is the kind of caring he's talking about. Let's see the kind of caring that this devil Raw Bear Claw is talking about. Let's see. Play it.
Flying just 100 feet above the ground, moving in over the compound, firing miniguns and rockets at multiple targets.
Rewind it back to and just give me the still shot of the rockets. Brother, that's not Iraq. That's not Afghanistan. Did the Venezuelans, did they bomb the World Trade Towers? Did they fly planes into the World Trade Towers? I can't hear you, Gabar. You on mute.
No, but see, the thing is, this is the cold play that they try to do. Because like you said, with Iraq, they would say, oh, there's weapons of mass destruction, or Afghanistan. But you know what he did? They labeled fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. Right. And so that was his little smoke screen to go up in there, do all his business, you know what I'm saying, kidnap the president, the president's wife, and now he's like, well, you know what? Until the regime change, we're gonna run.
We'll run it.
Yeah, we'll run.
How nice of you, Donald Trump. How nice of Donald. I guess that's the caring that Raw Bear Claw is talking about, Kakam. I guess that's the kind of caring he's talking about. These missiles that are being launched in Venezuela. This is the country Venezuela these missiles are being launched to. Can you mute the video, go back and then play it? Mute it, go back and play it as I talk over the video. This is the kind of caring that white people give to Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. This devil says we care about y'all as much as y'all care about us. I don't know if that's true, Raw Bear Claw, because I'm looking at a country in Venezuela that has never bombed the World Trade Center, that is not responsible for any deaths in America on a mass scale, and this is the kind of care you give them in return. Venezuela has done nothing to America in its existence. This is the kind of care that you give the people that don't harm you. Is this the kind of love, Raw Bear Claw, that you give a people who isn't responsible for blowing up your World Trade Center, for mass unalivings in America? How many Venezuelan criminals can you show me now, Raw Bear Claw, that have came to America and has set up terrorist cells in America the way Iraq and Afghanistan has done, the Taliban and ISIS have done? like the Ku Klux Klan, which is a terrorist organization, the White Knights, which is a terrorist organization, the Nazi Party, which is a terrorist organization. The white knight of the Ku Klux Klan doesn't get kidnapped from his home in the middle of the night, even though the Ku Klux Klan is responsible for murdering Americans. Americans. You know how many black people were lynched in the South by the hands of the Ku Klux Klan? 3,000 in a period of 2 decades. Black people are American citizens, which means the Ku Klux Klan is a terrorist organization because they have committed crimes against American citizens the way Al-Qaeda did in 9/11, 2001 in New York City and the World Trade Center bombings. The Ku Klux Klan leaders get to sleep safe at night. The White Dragon, the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan, he gets to become a pastor of a Christian church and raise his children to hate the people that his organization actively is hunting and killing. He gets to sleep safe. President Maduro have never killed American citizens. He's never came on American ground, on American soil.
If I could.
Please, 1 second. Hold on 1 second. President Maduro has never came on American soil with his military and his Navy and have bombed America, hurt America, or harmed America in any way. But this is the type of caring that the white man says he's given to us over the years to come. This right here, missiles and bombs and drones and Delta Force and the kidnapping of a leader of a government. Go ahead and say what you got to say, Kakam Salakia. You might be froze, Kakam. I think you froze. Can you hear and see me, Kakam? I can't hear you. Are you frozen up?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, it was real choppy.
Okay.
You can hear me now?
God, I can hear you perfect now.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Shalom, shalom. Can you hear me, Kakam?
Yeah, it got real choppy. I don't know.
Do you want to go out and come back in, or you too wild?
No, I'm too wild.
Okay,
I think because I had that video still playing in the background or something.
Okay, no sweat, no sweat. You too wild, man. Go ahead. You had something you want to say, mighty man?
Oh no, what I was gonna say is, yeah. So, like you said, Venezuela has never attacked America or any such fashion, but America, white America to be exact, is the only ones besides the 9/11 attack who have actually attacked Americans' own citizens with they was the first ones with by airplane. And of course, as we know, that was during the Tulsa, Oklahoma City bombing.
That's
you
right.
know, I mean, the Black Wall Street.
That's
you
right.
know what I mean? And them matter of fact, one of the black ladies that was the last one living from that, she passed away. They've been trying to get compensation from that, and they still ain't gave them nothing.
Yeah, damn right. And she's dead now, by the way.
Right.
She's dead now. She was over 100 years old, died witnessing, living through a real terrorist organization. She watched a terrorist group come and kill and slaughter their own American citizens. Their own citizens. Venezuela have never did anything like that to America, yet and still America sends drone strikes, missiles, and Delta Force to kidnap their president. Over what? Is this the care that we get? Raw Bear Claw, I haven't seen him respond at all. Like, what's going on, Raw Bear Claw? I haven't seen you answer at all. You haven't answered any of my questions. White people think that they care about us. He said we care about y'all as much as y'all care about us. I don't know if that's true, Raw Bear Claw, because we do have white Jesus. Our God is a white man like you, Raw Bear Claw. Our God looks like the same people who enslaved our forefathers. The same people who dropped bombs on Tulsa, Oklahoma, an all-black town, and Lincoln, Nebraska in 1919. We have the image of our God. This is how much we care about y'all. That after you unalived Emmett Till, after you unalived the slaves, after you unalived Oscar Abrego and Atiana Jefferson, after you murder James Byrd Jr. in Jasper, Texas, after Tulsa, Oklahoma, after Lincoln, Nebraska, after St. Louis bombings, the St. Louis burning down of a city in the black city of the 1900s, after Rosewood, after the Slocum, Texas massacre, we still love you. We still serve in your military. We still hug your children, love your children. We still encourage your kids to dance like us. We still invite you to the cookout. We invite you to the cookout. We invite you to the carne asada. We still love you after you unalived us. I would like to see you have that same love for the Venezuelans, Mr. White Man. The Venezuelans have done nothing to America. I would like to see America back the hell off and leave them alone. Free Maduro, man. Free President Maduro. Free him and his wife. Let him go live back in Venezuela and run his country the way that you've allowed Kim Jong-un to run his goddamn country. That devil, if you got, this is what's so evil about the oppressor, his lies. Give me Psalms 55. Give me Psalms 55:19. I'm sorry, 55 and 20. Right? Let's read that real quick. This is the lies of your oppressor. This devil, Donald Trump, said that they went in and captured Maduro because of the way he was treating his citizens. Have you ever heard of Kim Jong-un? The North Koreans are starving, and Kim Jong-un cannot feed his country. He can feed himself, but he can't feed the people of North Korea. Brother, people want to leave out of North Korea every day. And this is what's so heavy about the North Korean story. Kakumgabar, the North Koreans aren't allowed to watch anything other than what the North Koreans allow them to watch. Meaning they can't watch CNN. They can't look at American movies. They don't see that they are living in poverty and hell and utter destruction, yet and still they want to escape, which tells you what? Life has to be so bad in North Korea that they want to leave North Korea even without them seeing something better. They haven't even seen anything better. They just know that something isn't right here. And they want to escape every day. Brother, the North Koreans have to defecate twice a year. Am I making this up? I am not. You can look up a story of a North Korean woman who escaped from the DMZ, from the demilitarized zone of North and South Korea. This heathen said that you are not allowed to defecate more than twice a year. You can only defecate twice a year. Do you want to know why? Because it keeps the levels of, I don't know what that is. It keeps the methane levels down. And when the North Koreans defecate, they have to collect it inside of a bag and send it to the government. You cannot hide defecation. You can't hide your own feces. They don't have, bathrooms like we have with indoor plumbing. They go outside in an old style outhouse. They poop. They defecate in a hole. They collect this defecation. They collect their scat and they send it and give it to their government. If you are caught in North Korea harvesting defecation, you get sent, you die, not sent to anywhere. You get executed right on the spot. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump didn't go and try to kidnap Kim Jong-un, Kakam. He didn't send Delta Force in there to do that. You see that the Venezuelans, they might be able to defecate more than twice a year. I don't know. I don't think Maduro was that goddamn bad where he was keeping them from defecating more than twice a year. There was a limit on defecation. I'll give you another one, Kakumgabar. The chairman of the Republican, what do they call themselves now? The Communist Party of China, Xi Jinping. The Chinese, they are not allowed to say anything negative against the CCP. They can't say anything against the Communist Party of China, or they get executed.
Right.
Have he ever executed any Chinese citizens? Yes. You're not allowed to be Muslim in China. Did you know that?
Right.
You can't be Muslim in China. If you're Muslim in China, you're getting put into a camp like the Gulag. All these things you can just look up. You can just look up this thing here. And so if China, the president of China, the dictator of China, and the dictator of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, are doing far less to their citizens, how come Donald Trump hasn't went and kidnapped them and ran their country while their president was kidnapped, because the white man is a hypocrite. That's why. That's why.
That's right.
He wouldn't dare do something like that because he's a vagina, for lack of better words. All right, give me Psalms 55 and 20.
Yeah, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 20. He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant.
He had read that again from the top. And look at this comment right here. Kakam. Well, North Koreans don't have oil. What would have the point? And first and foremost, you should go back to school and learn how to read and learn how to write. Mr. Slade J. I don't know if I'm assuming you're a white man with that old. This is an old. Give this devil here a hand, Doc. He's got an old Dixie flag, an old flag of racism on his profile picture. That red cross that came before the ones with the stars on it. That old Dixie flag. I know he listens to Hank Williams Jr.'s song every morning. If the South would have won, we'd have had it made. This devil here, this is a real. I guarantee you, he's from a holler. Do you know what a holler is? He's from a holler in West Virginia. You you remember that brother on Dave Chappelle's show? That old brother that holler, holler, holler. Let me see, holler, holler, holler. Holla, holla, holla. Holla, 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 holla. Holla, 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 holla. Holla, 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 holla. This devil here is from a holler. You hear me? You don't even know what a holler is because you're a city boy. This devil, Mr. Slade J, is from a holler, and he is racist as he can be. And he's an honest white man. I hope. He says, well, North Koreans don't have oil. What would have the point? I'm going to excuse your illiteracy because I know you're from a dirt poor holler in West Virginia, and you listen to Hank Williams Jr. every morning. If the South would have won, we'd have had it made. I would have ran for president of the Southern states. I know that's his favorite song. Well, listen, Mr. White Man, Mr. Hank Williams Jr., Albert Pike, Jefferson Davis wannabe, you are correct. The North Koreans don't have oil. So what does that tell you about Donald Trump's reasoning for going down to Venezuela? Did it have to do with the way he treated the citizens, Mr. White Man? You see how you are now, white people, because of the age of the internet, they can't hide from the truth anymore. Now we know why you invaded Iraq. Now we know why you invaded Afghanistan and why you do anything to benefit any country. It's all to benefit yourself. That's the scripture we're reading about Mr. Slade J. Hank Williams Holler Jr. He's West Virginia. I guarantee this devil's from Alabama, because that is an Alabama flag, or he's from West Virginia. But I know this, he's an old school racist. That I know. I miss those old school Peckerwoods. He's an old school Peckerwood, Mr. Slade J. You got some devils now. I don't like these devils. These are devils. These white people y'all got now are just devils. I don't like just these. I want them Peckerwoods. I want an Albert Pike, Sidney Johnston. I want a PGT Beauregard. You see that devil, Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, Donald Trump's boy? He's from Louisiana, just like his forefather, PGT Beauregard, who was a Confederate general. Brother, I miss those type of white men that's just going to say nigger out the car. They're going to have a noose. Right. They're going to have all niggers must hang on the back of their truck. I guarantee you Mr. Slade J has that on the back of his truck. All niggers must hang. Where are those white people at? I guess they're in the White House. I guess they working in the White House because you got a goddamn Nazi Stephen Miller in the White House. And I don't even know what Stephen Miller's job is. Stephen Miller doesn't have an official title. He's just a race-baiting devil who is a Nazi. He is a full-out Nazi, and his wife is Jewish. Go figure. Right. This devil, Stephen Miller, is a Nazi and his wife is Jewish. Brother, you white people, brother, you need black people to rule over you. You need black people to rule over you. Read what you got again, Kakam, Psalms 55 and 20. From Mr. Slade J. Holler. Mr. Holler, 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 holler J.
Wakam. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 20. He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. he had broken his covenant.
What? Hold on. This devil say, he said, hold on. Whoa. He said, good, take their oil. He said, I'm British and live in Canada, and my entire childhood is. So why do you have an Alabama Dixie, old Dixie flag, Mr. Slade J? I wondered about your name. His name is Slade, which, you know, and it probably ain't Slade. It's probably Slodgy, because he's some East Indian. I want to know something, Mr. Slodgy, Mr. Slade J, however the hell you say your name. I want to know, Mr. British, live in Canada. He's Saudi Arabian. He's some devil. Probably not even real could come. He could not be real. That's a possibility too. But this is what I want to know from heathens who come to America, or heathens who have anything to say about America or racism. Why, whenever Black and Hispanic people began to talk about the crimes of white people, why do you fall in line with white people? And this is to you dumbass Black men who want to be Muslims. You see why you can't be a Muslim? This is your Muslim brother right here, Slodgy. Some Haji going Arab. Who, by the way, Mr. Arab, when I was on deployment, now we dropped bombs on, we killed so many of you Arabs out. Oh boy, I remember our shooter, Sonny, he was a lieutenant, Lieutenant Sonny. He had F-ISIS in Arabic writing on the back of his cranial. Ooh, we killed a lot of you Arabs out. A lot of you Arabs over there in the Middle East. And listen, I'm glad that we don't have any PTSD about it. None of you Black people should feel sorry if you were in the oppressor's military for what you did to those Arabs, because this is what the Arabs think about you. This is what the Arabs think about you. He's a British Arab living in Canada, and he's Arab. That's why he has Mr. Slodgy. And this is what he thinks about you Negroes. This is what he thinks about Latinos. He said a win is a win. Let me go back to that comment. Did you see that, Nicole? Oh my God. This is what the Arabs think about you, Mr. Assalamu alaikum, Allah the beneficent and merciful, you Malcolm X idiots that want to be a goddamn Muslim like Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X. You're a dummy. All you Black men want to do in the Nation of Islam is sell bean pies and get high and sell dope. You want to be an Arab. The Arabs don't give a damn about your people. And this is what I'm starting to learn about you. You don't care about your people either. You know something that this whole Venezuelan thing showed me could come? I'm going to let you finish the scripture, but before I let you finish, this whole thing showed me something that is so sad. We don't care about each other. We don't care about each other. You understand that? Like these devils and these heathens, I expect them to be ignorant and stupid and crazy and be racist. I don't expect it from my own people. I don't expect it from my own people. I don't expect the Venezuelans to cheer and celebrate when the white man comes and kidnaps their president. You dumbass Venezuelans that celebrated, you tribe of Asher, you think that Donald Trump is going to treat you better than Maduro did? Is that what you think? Maybe we need to interview some Venezuelans here in Kansas City and in Iowa this weekend, could come. Because for the life of me, why would you cheer and celebrate? If Donald Trump raised your father from the dead, you better never celebrate that. I don't give a damn what America does to help you. You better never celebrate it, because there is no one more cruel than the white man. You think Nicolas Maduro was cruel? And first and foremost, like I have still not seen any cruelty on Nicolas Maduro's part. He wasn't in the truth. He's not in the truth. He's not a holy man. You understand? He's the tribe of it. He's from the children of Israel, an Israelite by blood, but he's not in the truth. He's not perfect, just like you ain't. I'm not saying that this cat Nicolas Maduro is perfect, but brother, he doesn't deserve to be in charge. His people voted for him. I want to know what he did that was so bad that the Venezuelan people are cheering for his removal. That's what I want to know, Kakam. Keep reading. This is who you listen. This scripture that this officer is reading, he's about to start from the top. This is about the country who's going to rule you now. This wasn't about Nicolas Maduro. Just remember that, Venezuelans. Just remember that. Nunca lo olvides. El blanco hombre es el diablo en la Biblia. Don't ever forget it, Issachar. Don't ever forget it, Venezuelans. Don't ever forget it, Nicaraguans. Don't ever forget it, Raza, Latinos. Don't ever forget that. Your oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. And don't
Right.
you ever forget it. Nicolas Maduro wasn't the devil, but the devil who's now coming to steal your land and run your country. Your women are going to be twerking on Instagram here in 2 seconds. They're going to be selling their children because they're going to be hooked on crack so much. You're going to see a real devil here in 1 second, Venezuelans. All of that cheering you were doing, you're going to see who the white man really is. This is who the white man is. Read, Kakam.
And if I could, Salaki, so Mr. Salaji or whatever your name is, hey, you need to pull yourself by the bootstraps, you know what I'm saying, and go back to Saudi Arabia and fight against the United Arab Emirates. Because y'all banging right now. Why you a coward living in the white man's land? You hiding behind Canadian and this and Great Britain and BP oil and all that. You need to go back to Saudi Arabia and fight the fight for your people in your land. That's what you need to do, because it's finna go down. Don't you got family over there or something? You need to go back to Saudi Arabia and fight against the United Arab Emirates, because right now it's going down over there. Salaki.
That's right. Huh?
But
what?
Yeah.
Come on, like, what in the hell?
Huh?
This devil here, this heathen here, he says because it's my land. You talking about who? What land is he talking about? Canada, the Middle East, or America? Because none of them are your land. The Arabs don't belong in the Middle East. That's our land, you stupid Arab. You sand, what do they call them? Sand niggas. You Arabs' life are just as worthless as an oppressor's life to God. What is he talking about? It's his land. That ain't your land either. I don't see people flooding Africa. Africa is a hellhole, just like everywhere the Arabs go becomes a hellhole. Because you Arabs are filthy and you stink. And you have your culture is to marry 12-year-old girls. We aren't Africans. So yeah, I agree with you, Slaji. Africa stinks too. Africa is a hellhole, just like anywhere the Arabs go. Oh, he's white. Okay, good. Well, shit. Well, Mr. White Man, come on now. Come on. You know what you got coming to you. You're British. You're a British white man on top of everything. You are the devil amongst devils. You are going into chains when Christ returns. That is your future, Slade J, Mr. Slade J, Mr. White Man. I think this is a devil in Alabama that is claiming to be an oppressor in Great Britain. Nevertheless, Mr. White Man, this scripture that this brother is reading is about you and your people. This is who you are, Mr. White Man. This is who you are.
Right.
Read what you got, Kakam.
Psalm 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil.
You hear that?
Yet
war was in his heart. Although his words were smoother than butter. Oh, we're just coming in there to take over the land while there's a regime change. You see how smooth, just like you brought up a heavy point could come, just like what he did to Iraq. They have weapons of mass destruction.
Right.
Venezuela has weapons of mass destruction. What do they have, Mr. White Man, Mr. Slade? They have bombs. Do they have nuclear weapons in Venezuela? No, they have fentanyl. That's what they have. Guess who else has fentanyl, Mr. Slade? China. China has all the world's fentanyl. That's what you get fentanyl from. Afghanistan has all the fentanyl in the world. China has all the fentanyl in the world. Venezuela doesn't even have 1% of what China has in fentanyl. But his words are smooth. You know, we got all these drugs coming in from Venezuela. You have no drugs coming in from Venezuela, you dumbass white man. None. America gets 0 drugs from Venezuela. You get all of your drugs from China and Afghanistan. That's where your drugs come from, not Venezuela. But his words are smooth as oil. His words are smooth as oil. Keep going, Kakam. Read it from right there. His words are smooth as oil. But what is in his heart?
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
His words are
And his
smoother than butter, and war is in his heart. This is the truth about the white man. He wants to be violent to everybody, even his own people. How do I know he wants to be violent to everybody, including his own people? Because today in Minneapolis, he shot a white woman. An ICE agent shot a white woman. Do you know what that means, Kakam? You know how valuable white women are to white society, to the world? White women are God here. Like a white woman, if she cries a tear, there's going to be a nation that gets put to death, all because of a white woman, because of Nancy Reagan's tears, because of what's that devil's name? Not Pamela Anderson. What was the first whore in the? Not the first whore, but
Marilyn
JFK's
Monroe.
whore. Marilyn Monroe, the water. JFK's whore, Marilyn Monroe. If she cries, JFK would have invaded Cuba. White women are so valuable and they are gods. White women are gods. She was killed by a white man. Do you understand? The white woman who the world thinks is the most precious thing on the earth. She was killed. Why? Why was she killed, Kakam?
Because she's a whore.
No. Read the scripture you got. No, that ain't why she was killed. This is why she was killed. Read what you got.
His words were softer than oil, yet were the drawn swords.
No, go back. War was in his heart. All right? War. Follow me. War. This is why that white woman in Minneapolis was unalive today by a white ICE agent. Why was she unalive today, Kakam?
Because war was in his heart.
Because the white man is constantly thinking about being violent. There's nothing else that means anything to white men other than being violent. White people, you white women aren't off the hook. White people only know how to do one thing, guys, and it is murder and be violent. That's all he knows how to do. The Bible says that Esau is blessed with the sword. All the white man knows how to do is kill and unalive and steal and destroy and hate. That's all he knows how to do. He barely makes children. Did you know that? Did you know that white rod is inferior to your rod, black and Hispanic man? The white man can't make children. He doesn't have sex good. We know that because his women wants us, right? We know that. The white man is terrible in bed. That's why he's a rapist, because really he wants men. He doesn't even want a woman, just like his Roman forefathers, his Greek forefathers. So the only thing white people do well is murder, steal, lie. That's all they know how to do. That's all they know how to do. They are the original criminals on this earth, the original murderer on this earth since Cain in the Bible. That's all they know how to do. But now it's coming back to bite them. You understand, Kakam? When a white woman in Minneapolis gets killed, and then General Hyman just went over the story Thursday night when the police murdered each other in Detroit. The same police force murdered each other in Detroit because they were off duty. But because the white man can't help himself to be violent, these are the things that you're going to start seeing more and more of, Kakam. Do you understand? You're going to start seeing these things more and more. So get your phones ready to start reacting to this content, making content, Kakam. I mean, you're going to see it every day. This white man kills this white woman. This white woman kills her white husband. You're going to see that more. Why? Because as we're approaching the end, the Bible says this. You read this scripture before a few weeks ago. The white man knows his empire is over. He knows that his time is up to run this place, which is why Donald Trump is getting Venezuela, making it the 51st, 52nd, 53rd state, while he's getting Greenland. Like, these white people know that their time is. That's why they're every week they're in these comment sections, worrying about what the Israelite school of UPK are teaching. Never have white people ever gave a damn about what the ISUPK have taught. Ever. They have never even gave a damn about what we taught. They just thought we were a bunch of crazy niggers on a corner. But now they're starting to listen to what we're actually saying. Why? Because they know what we're saying is the truth. That's why Mr. Slade J and who was the other one? Some other users on this platform, they know what we're saying is true. So they're flooding the comments They're trying to say and speak their piece. They're trying to say what we saying ain't true. They saying all of this garbage. They wanted to battle us like they did to Captain Tazariak and Captain Katazak. They try to battle us and want to battle us now, when before we were just a bunch of crazy niggas, right? Could come. Once before we were just a bunch of crazy niggas and spicks on the corner that wasn't saying and talking about nothing. We just needed to get a job. We just niggas who need to get a job. But now you're listening because you see your dynasty, you see your empire crumbling right before your eyes. You see it happening right before your eyes. So what do you have to do? So you have to now go and be more cruel. When else did this happen? Under the Egyptians. The Egyptians saw us growing and growing and growing and growing. So what did the Bible say the Egyptian Pharaoh did at that time that didn't know Joseph? What did he do? He gave them brick and mortar, brick and straw, and he gave them rigor. He made their life harder because he knew that with the increase and the population of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians meant the decrease in the population of the Egyptian Africans. So he had to be more cruel to the tribes of Israel so that we can stay oppressed. Well, guess what? The white man in America learned from his playbook. So now guess what he's doing? Now he's going to oppress you harder, Latinos. He's going to oppress you harder, Negro. He's going to oppress you Negroes, you Latinos, and Native American Indians harder, because he sees that his empire is coming to an end. And there is nothing he can do to save it. I don't care if America took 50 Venezuelans. Christ is coming back to put an end to the white man. There is nothing you can do, Mr. White Man, that's going to spare your life when Christ returns. There's nothing you can do to halt the return of Jesus Christ. You can't prevent it. You can't stop it. You have to simply accept it. And because he feels that, it's like you got that feeling like, oh, I'm about to get caught. You ever had that feeling if you're running from the law, you got to warn you like, oh shit, I'm about to get, it's like the hair is tingle on the back of your neck and you get scared and goosebumps. That's Donald Trump. That's your oppressor. That's the average white man in America. He sees what's going on. He studies the trends. He sees it. He goes and walks outside every day. He sees the current state of America. That's why you have the what theory is that? They have the replacement theory. That's why they have the replacement theory, Kakam, because they know they're being replaced. They know their reign is coming to an end. They know that. And because they're so big on color and skin color, they only see black and brown now. They don't see any white anywhere they go. Now, it used to be whenever in the 50s, when they walked into an establishment that was a fine dining establishment, guess what? You only saw white faces with black and brown faces serving you. Not in 2026. You don't see that they don't see that in 2026 to come, and that scares white people. It scares him. So what does he have to go do? He has to go use his smooth words. What is that synonymous with? Lies. The white man is an expert liar. He can just lie and lie and lie, like his lie of recently saying that the Venezuelans are pushing fentanyl in America. They're sending fentanyl to America, which was a lie. We could just look up the world statistics of where fentanyl comes from. The biggest fentanyl distributors, the biggest fentanyl buyers, and the biggest fentanyl makers. You can look that up. Remember, we live in the age of the internet, Mr. White Man. So the same documents and statistics and studies that you watch, read, and analyze, we all have the same capability to do the same. We all can do this, just what you have been doing for the last 80 years. We all have been doing that. Go ahead, Kakam.
Right. Yeah, if I could on that, because that's the reason why they invaded Afghanistan too.
Mm-hmm.
Because Afghanistan was the leading producer in the poppy fields.
If you want to pull that, you can, Kakam.
Yeah, I definitely can. And so right after Afghanistan, which was what, about 20 years ago?
Yeah, give or
around that
take
time.
2 decades. It's been about 2 decades. I think we've been there
Yeah.
We've been there since 06. It's 2026. So yeah, 2 decades.
Right. So right after that, guess what happened? The opioid epidemic, because we was controlling all the opium, poppy fields in Afghanistan. But yeah, right here,
let's see.
who's the world leading leader of poppy fields. So right now it says it's Myanmar, Burma, Myanmar is currently the world's largest producer of opium, but what it says is the source of the poppy cultivation, especially following a significant decrease in Afghanistan's production. So that's because it was Afghanistan at first until 2023. And after
Hold on.
America,
what does that say? Read the Golden Triangle out. What does that say?
Yeah, so the Golden Triangle, Myanmar is part of the Golden Triangle region, including Laos, Thailand, and China.
You said Venezuela?
Laos, Thailand, and China.
You see Slajay and Mr. Donald Trump. I don't see Venezuela on here at all. I don't even see Colombia or Mexico on here. Remember, this devil tried to say that Mexico led in fentanyl just 1 year ago. Now, when he wants to take over a country, now it's Venezuela. You have smooth words, but really, these are just lies that get you into a place where you can be violent and murder. That's what he's good at. The white man is an expert at doing that. Keep reading now.
What the scripture?
No, the statistics. You can keep going down. Let's see if we see Venezuela anywhere on this list.
So it says driving factors increase yields from better farming.
No, you don't have to read all that. Just give me the countries. I want to see the countries. We got China, Laos, Thailand, and Myanmar, Burma. Let's see some more countries. Let's see if Venezuela is on this list, Doc. That's what I want to see. I want to prove the white man wrong. That's what we're here to do. We're here to prove him a liar. That's what we're here to do, and uphold these scriptures. That's what we're here to do to the world. The world is watching this, and we're going to show that Venezuela isn't even on the list of fentanyl producers. Keep going, Doc.
That's it.
Look, there you go. They're not on the list, Doc. So if they're not even on the list, how in the hell could you say that this is a big problem? Venezuela doesn't have a problem with fentanyl. Venezuela has an oil problem. They have a sitting on America's largest oil deposit problem. And they have a white man problem. Guess who else has a white man problem? A part of the title of tonight's class talk was Minneapolis has a bigger problem than ICE. Guess who else has a white man problem? Minneapolis. White women. White women have a white man problem. Do you understand? White women now they see the man that they're lying down with for the first time. I guarantee you that white woman who was murdered by ICE had a white husband. You understand, Kakam? She knew, she ain't here no more, I don't think. She knew that her white husband, if put in that same position, would have done the same thing to another person. Because white men have an urge to kill like you just don't understand. And there's something that cannot be studied. It's something that really, you just have to be spiritual enough to know and see and read the Bible and see the patterns and analyze the pattern and the trends of white people. There's something in him since Cain that he doesn't know how to be civil. Like the white man is really antisocial. If you ever want to know what antisocial is, it's white people. White people just cannot be social to the point where if there were no Negroes, Latinos, or Native Indians in America, give me the Minneapolis video. Hold on, what you got right here? I see. You still got that.
No, yeah.
No sweat.
No,
give me the video of Minneapolis today of ICE, right? If there were no white people, if there were no blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in America, Mr. White Man, you would kill each other. You would just kill each other, just like you did during the Civil War. You would just unalive each other because you need someone to kill. And listen, if there was no one, if the white man was on an island by himself, he would just kill himself. Do you understand? Because the white man, now he's Satan. The white man is the devil. He's constantly just listening to the devil, to Satan, to Lucifer. Like he doesn't listen to anybody else. It's like the white man is a tool of Satan. That's all he is. He doesn't really know how to be godly and be spiritual and be nice and kind. And he only knows one thing, and that's to be cruel. That's to be cruel. And if white people ever do help, it's some benefit to theirs. The only white man I can think of where he was nothing like his people was John Brown. I can't even acknowledge William Lloyd Garrison. I can't give you any of the benefactors of the HBCUs because they all required something in return. And most of those white men didn't believe that black people were equal to them. They just didn't want us in slavery. It was only one white man I can think of that was good enough he was exemplary to his race. And that white man I got of any history I've done was indeed John Brown. Like, I don't even know if there was any other time in history where a white man did what he did. White people have an urge, and listen, even John, this is what's so heavy about John Brown, if I make it come. John Brown didn't suppress his urge to be a white man. You know how white people have the urge to be violent and kill? That's not so bad if you use it for the right thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to be a killing, murdering machine, why not do it to the child molesters of this? Like, why white people don't do that? You see what I'm saying? Like, they use their urge to unalive to do it to righteous people who do nothing to hurt them. The Venezuelans are a righteous race of people who have harmed no one in world history. The Mexicans they have never, ever harmed America. They're not the Taliban or Al-Qaeda, but yet and still, the white man cannot suppress his urge to kill when it comes to innocent people. And that is a problem. That's a problem. You don't take your anger and frustration and murder out on a people who deserve it, like your people. That's why there was only one John Brown, because he took his murdering, angering, frustrated white self. He took all that out on a race of people who deserved it, and that was his people. Do you understand, Kakum? You get my point? Why hasn't there been white people to do that since or before? This is it plagues my mind. It keeps me up at night, Kakum. Why is there no good white man to do what he did? You don't see it. You do not see it. And I want to know why you don't see it. Why is he there? Is it because white people are really just that bad? Or is it because white people really just hate us that much?
Right.
Go ahead, play what you got out.
About a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was an act of domestic terrorism. No! Shame! Shame! Oh my fucking God! What the fuck? What the fuck? You just fucking, what the fuck did you do? What did you do? You! Shame! 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 Dude, what's happening to her? What happened? Okay. Dude, you shot her. I'm trying to help. No. You fucking shot someone in the fucking face. You shot someone in the fucking face. Do you have a conscience? Do you have a conscience?
Oh, pause, Kakum. Pause that.
You asked about a shooting that we just...
Pause that. Pause it. Rewind it. Right, rewind that. And just keep it paused. Did y'all hear what that white woman said that was recording? She said, do you have a conscience? Do you have a conscience? Do you have a conscience? You just shot somebody in the face. Where was this when Donald Trump kidnapped President Maduro and bombed Venezuela? Where was this outrage during the Trail of Tears? Where was this outrage during Emmett Till? Where was this outrage during James Byrd Jr. in Jasper, Texas? Where was this outrage when that sister in Milwaukee was shot in the face by a police officer who was supposed to be responding to a possible burglary? Where was this outrage then during George Floyd? Do they have a conscience? Have white people been asleep for 400 years or what, Kakam? Do they have a
Right.
conscience? What in the hell is she talking about? No, they don't have a conscience. White people are learning something that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have knew since the Greeks. We know that the white man don't have a conscience, white woman. You thought that he was going to have a conscience for you? If there was no blacks or Hispanics or Native Indians in America, white people would just kill each other because white people have an urge to kill that cannot be suppressed. It cannot be subdued. They have to kill. They have to be violent. They love pain, Knock. Like black people, white people, I'm sorry, white people like to push that narrative of, well, black slaves like pain. They can tolerate pain. No, you know who can really tolerate pain and who loves pain? White people. That's why when they have sex, they have, what is it called? Like BDSM. Black people didn't come up with that. That's a white creation. Pain during sex, twisting nipples and punching my vagina. That's white women and white men like doing that garbage. Black people just go in and have some good old fashioned making love. Put on the Isley Brothers, put on Barry White, put on, you know what I'm saying, some good old R&B, and just go in there and make love. A brother can sweet talk a woman. Damn, girl, you look so good. Girl, you know, you beautifully made. A white man is in there punching his woman in the vagina, punching her breast and twisting her nipples and putting electricity on her, putting hamsters and gerbils in their behind. That's what a white person is doing to get aroused, to have some type of feeling, because they're so free and so rich. They have to
If I could.
They have to, God, give me 1 second. They got to punch each other when they make love. White people can tolerate an enormous amount of pain, so much so they enjoy it. They enjoy it. Do they have a conscience? No, Mrs. White Woman. No, white people don't have a conscience. They love pain, violent, torture, murder. They love it. Go ahead, Kakam.
No, I was gonna respond to with Mr. Slad, whatever his name is.
Go ahead.
He says something about, wasn't George Floyd killed by his drug addiction? Now, listen, that's one of y'all's devil's favorite comebacks when it comes down to George Floyd, when clearly he had a knee on his neck for how long was it? 9 minutes. 9 minutes. But you know who is dying from the drug addiction right now? Is the so-called white man.
That's right.
That's why they talk about fentanyl is what do you call it? A weapon of mass destruction, even though that was a smoke screen anyway. That's why it's called the opium epidemic. See, y'all get high because y'all want to get high, because y'all love, because you guys are addictive type of being. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it was a crack epidemic, you know, we be oppressed. You guys are not being oppressed. We try to escape from reality, from our oppression. You know, so it's a big difference. You know, but guess who's dying from the opiates today? That's you guys. That's the so-called white man. And then on top of that, you gonna get so high you can't escape reality, and then you're just gonna unalive yourself at the end of that. And I yield, Salaki.
Can I tell you what's going to be the end of all this, just for time's sake to come? White people are going to have a civil war again, and it won't be over slavery. It's going to be politically driven and religiously driven. And that's, do I have to pull the precepts in the Bible? Like, this is all prophecy in the Bible. White people are going to unalive themselves again. And this is a spark of it. I'm not saying it's going to be this year, next year, and the next 10 years. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you it's going to happen, though. How do I know? Because it's in the Bible, right? Christ said that nation will rise against nation. He also said that civil war, race war, and world war. Let's just cut it flat like we need to. F all the talking. White people are going to commit more acts of genocide and violence against their own people. Do you understand? Against their own people. And then they're going to be people who oppose that, and they're just going to have a big fight amongst each other, like every race does right now. Like, I think the world is in a civil war. All over Africa, there's a constant civil war for the last 100 years. Then you have civil war going on in South America. And let me tell you this, as we get to the closing of the point of this whole thing, what's next for the Venezuelans? The crack epidemic is next for the Venezuelans. That's what's next. Whore epidemic, the HIV/AIDS epidemic. That's what's next. How do I know? Because that's what they did to us, brothers and sisters in Venezuela. The Venezuelans are the new niggers. Do you understand? I'm not saying that Venezuelans were never niggas, because you've always been one of us. We're the same people. My point is that you're going to now be how the tribe of Judah was in America for 400 years. You're about to be picking cotton in Venezuela. Whatever the crop of choice is that makes Venezuela, that's going to make America money, you're going to be in those oil refineries for free. Do you understand? Listen to me closely. The Venezuelan population, just like the Nicaraguan, Guatemalan, and Honduran for the Cavendish banana during the Banana Republic, there's going to be an oil republic in Venezuela. And the brothers and sisters of Venezuela, you're going to work like you never have in your life. You're going to get down in those oil refineries covered in oil from can't see to can't see, and you're going to make your slave master money. Then they're going to sexualize your women. Venezuelan women, be prepared to see Venezuelan women be sexualized like you've never seen. You see Colombian women and Dominican Republic women and black women be sexualized. Kukumgabar, just wait another year. You're going to see Venezuelan whores out the wazoo. You're going to say, why are there so many sisters in Venezuela? Oh, I know. Because they're poor. Because of propaganda. This is the new whore of the earth, the Venezuelan woman. That's what you're going to see. And the men, you're going to lose a lot of Venezuelan men. How do I know? Precept. No man can enter into a strong man's house until they first bind the strong man. That's what they did with Nicolas Maduro. That is a spiritual revelation right here on your phone and on your computer and on your device. You saw him being captured or binded up. That's what it means to be bound up, is to be captured. It's to be arrested, to be in handcuffs. Nicolas Maduro was in handcuffs. He's a strong man that they bound up so they can now go into his house, his home, Venezuela, and steal his resources, rape his women, and now call themselves the original Venezuelans. Let me tell you what's going to come out of all of this could come. In about 10 to 15 years, while we're still living, if Christ ain't returned, you're going to see so many white people say, I'm original Venezuelan. I'm a real Venezuelan. And the real Venezuelans are going to be on a reservation in Caracas. A reservation down there somewhere in Venezuela. And Caracas is going to be a, what do they call it? Not a timeshare. What do they call those things? Kukumgabar. A vacationing spot. A resort. Give the brother a hand. Yeah. Caracas is about to be the world's #1 resort. You know how beautiful Venezuela is? It's going to be Colorado. It's going to be Patagonia and Haiti. Do you understand? It's going to make America so rich, and the people are going to be so poor. How do I know? Is this a prophecy? This is called history, young man. That's all this is. This is history. How do I know this is going to happen? Because it's happened everywhere else to everyone else that the oppressor has oppressed. That's all. The Venezuelans are going to be hooked on crack, in jail, and slaves and whores. And the white man is going to be rich off of all of this. And no one is going to give a damn about the Venezuelans other than the I.S.U.P.K. That's what's next for the Venezuelans. So as you Venezuelans, some of you were cheering and saying, yeah, thank you, Trump. Now we want to be in America. You're going to see what it means to be a Hispanic in America. You're going to see what it means to be a black person in America, to be a real black American. You're going to experience it in about a few seconds. I hope you brothers and sisters in Venezuela are paying attention, because you're going to see a change in regime. All right, could come. You're going to see a change in regime. The new regime is going to be the same regime that have always been oppressing blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, and that is the so-called white man. Give me Salaki, you had something you want to say, Kakam? Okay.
Hold on. Nope, I thought. Nope.
Okay, give me Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12, and then go ahead and keep playing the video you got.
Come. Yeah. Yeah, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 12. And it says, woe to him that buildeth the town with blood, and establish a city
No,
with
Salaki, before you read that, play the video, Kuka. Play the
Oh,
video.
Salaki.
No! No! Shame! Shame! Oh my fucking god! What the fuck? What the fuck? You just fucking, what the fuck did you do? What did you do? You! Shame! 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 Dude, what's happening to her? What happened? Dude, you shot her! I'm trying to help! No! No! You fucking shot someone in the fucking face! You shot someone in the fucking face! Do you have a conscience? Do you have a conscience?
You asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was an act of domestic terrorism.
Is that it? That's all on the video?
Yeah, that was actually the beginning of it.
Okay, give me what Christy known. This devil, this heifer that's speaking is Christy known. Give me the Department of Homeland Security Director, which is that devil you just saw, Christy known. Give me what she said in response. And then give me Donald Trump's response before you read the scripture. Give me their response, right? Show me the video of what she said, and then Truth Social, that idiot president of y'all's could come. Is that y'all? Is that your president? Is that your president, Kakam Gabar? You and Shalom Nahar's president? Is that y'all's president up there in at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? Give me what that idiot said on Truth Social. Give me his response, but first give me Christy Known, what she said. Brother, a white woman was killed today, and it wasn't a black person that killed her. You understand? Historically, white people have always used the lie that a black or Hispanic man raped or R-worded, forced a white woman, or unalived a white woman, or abused or beat her in any way as grounds to start incarcerating black men like you've never seen. But this is something new. This is something different. This time it was a white man. ICE, the Immigration Customs Enforcement, unalived a white woman as she was driving away in her car. And this was in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is a blue state, if I'm not mistaken. Minnesota is blue, meaning it is Democratic. It is the governor is a Democrat, and the demographic of Minnesota votes Democrat majority. So it's very liberal, meaning they did not vote for Donald Trump. They voted for Kamala Harris. They voted for liberals like Barack Obama and Joe Biden. ICE is in Minneapolis to subdue, arrest, and kidnap Latinos. That's their job. They're there to unalive Latinos, kidnap Latinos, and separate Latinos from their families. Instead of doing that, they go and kill a white woman in Minneapolis. This is what Christy Nome said. This is what Christy Nome said. You got it, Kakar? Yeah, I'll get it for you. I want to see Christy Nome, her response, because it cut off on her response. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Well, her if you're talking about this exact video,
let me see.
Yeah, she says a little bit more.
Go ahead. Yes, I want to see what she said. Yeah.
All right, cut on. Yeah, here we go.
Asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was an act of domestic terrorism.
Okay, no, give me the now. See that ain't enough. I want to see what she's saying about the act of terrorism. Here's a 2-minute video I'm about to send to you now, and now I want you to play this. All right. Let's see here. All right, come boy. I just sent it to you, mighty man. Do you see it?
Yeah, come.
Yeah, brother. This Christy Nome is the Homeland Security Director. Most High Christ. Most High Christ, the water, sis. All right.
What happened?
There we go.
ICE officers were out in an enforcement action.
You can't really hear it.
Because of the
this one's low as hell.
Yeah, let me see if I play it on my computer if you can hear it better. Hold on, Kakam.
Questions there. You asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Let me see something now. Hold on.
It was an act of domestic terrorism. What happened, it was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle. An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively
Salakia, while I'm playing this, give me what Donald Trump said, Kakam.
To protect himself and the people around him. And my understanding is that she was hit and is deceased. We're continuing to gather more information, but this goes to show the assaults that our ICE officers and our law enforcement are under every single day. These vehicle rammings are domestic acts of terrorism. We're working with the Department of Justice to prosecute them as such. We will continue to protect our ICE officers and in cooperation with other law enforcement agencies as well. It was an act of domestic terrorism.
This devil Christy Nome, who is the Homeland Security Director, said that this was an act of terrorism. That a white woman, now correct me if I'm wrong, Kakam, I didn't see this devil tried to hit this ICE agent with her car. Maybe she did. I don't know. I didn't see it. I saw her try to get the hell away. But they're saying that she tried to hit one of the ICE agents with her vehicle. And because she tried to hit the ICE agent with her vehicle, it's terrorism. It's domestic terrorism. Now I want you to show me what Donald Trump said. What did Donald Trump say? Yeah, the sister said, huh? Is she serious? Yes, Sister Bashamam, she is dead serious. And that's the problem. This is what we're going into. This is the problem with your oppressor. The problem with white people is Christy Nome. That type of thinking, we're going to go into it here in a second. First, I want to see what Donald Trump said. It gets worse, sis. If you thought that was bad, just wait until this brother showed you what Donald Trump said on Truth Social. You got it, Kakam?
I'm trying to find a good one, Salakia.
Yeah, you just have to show me a still shot of what he said on Truth Social. Just go to Donald Trump's response to ICE Minneapolis shooting. Let's see.
Yeah, hold on. I mean, there's one I have right here.
Let me see what you got.
Hold on. No, that ain't it.
Here, I'll do you one
You
better.
know how they do. They start clearing shit up.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna show you something.
But there's one right here where it says that this is on the Hill. It says that Trump says that ICE officer involved in Minneapolis fatal shooting seemed to have acted in self-defense. Now I don't know if that's the quote you was looking for.
Oh, I got it right here. I got it right here. I'll show you. Share my screen. Here it is right here. He says, this is y'all's president, Donald Trump, that remember, he was voted in by a majority of Americans. This is what he said after a white woman was unalived by an ICE agent. He said, I have just viewed the clip of the event which took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is a horrible thing to watch. The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator, and the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer, who seems to have shot her in self-defense. Based on the attached clip, it is hard to believe he is alive, but is now recovering in the hospital. The situation is being studied in its entirety, but the reason these incidents are happening is because the radical left is threatening, assaulting, and targeting our law enforcement officers and ICE agents on a daily basis. They are just trying to do the job of making America safe. We need to stand by and protect our law enforcement officers from this radical left movement of violence and hate. Signed, President Donald J. Trump. This is who America elected to come. You understand? That's who America elected. And the woman that America's choice of president chose to be the Homeland Security Director says the same thing. We got to stand by our law enforcement officers. Well, listen, in the spirit of being obedient to the law, right? We're going to stand by our law enforcement officers. That white woman was wrong. She was wrong for what she did. She was wrong. She should have obeyed authority. Isn't that what they tell us?
Don't
they? Didn't they say Philando Castile shouldn't have resisted? They say that we shouldn't resist. Why the hell is this white woman trying to run this officer over with her car? Why is she doing that? This is a white woman, remember that. Why is she trying to run this officer over with her car? She should have resisted. You know what I think could come? I think that the ICE agent didn't, his bullet didn't kill her. I think that she was hot on fentanyl. I think that's why she got killed. I think that's why she died. I think the autopsy is going to show that she died from a fentanyl overdose. The bullet from the officer's gun didn't kill her, but the fentanyl that was in her system killed her. This white woman, like so many white women in America, was more than likely a fentanyl addict because white people like smoking fentanyl, like using fentanyl. And she was probably high on fentanyl, and the bullet from the officer's gun didn't unalive her. The fentanyl that she was using unalived her.
Yeah, she was driving under the influence.
She was driving. She was driving under the influence. If Venezuela is now under America's control, under Donald Trump's control, and Venezuela was bringing the fentanyl to use, how is she getting fentanyl to use? I thought it was under the control of America. So Venezuela is not providing her the fentanyl. She can't get fentanyl from Venezuela. She's high on fentanyl, clearly. Only somebody high on drugs would try to run a police officer over in their car, especially if you're a white woman, right? And isn't that what white people tell us? They said George Floyd died from fentanyl. Fentanyl. Hold on, what did he just say? He said fentanyl was around before Trump, LOL. So Whoa. So the bullet didn't kill her, but the knee did. You listen to it. Well, listen, Mr. Slade, they said that the knee did not kill George Floyd. They say he was high on fentanyl. Fentanyl killed George Floyd. So fentanyl must have killed this white woman, and the bullet didn't kill this white woman, just like y'all say with George Floyd. I'm agreeing with you, Mr. White Man.
Right.
Gotcha. Yeah, the fentanyl killed George Floyd. Well, listen, Mr. White Man, the fentanyl killed this white woman in Minneapolis too. But America is supposed to now be in control of Venezuela, and Venezuela is supposed to have all the fentanyl. So if fentanyl is still killing your white citizens of America, how are they getting all of this fentanyl when America is controlling the country that now has all the fentanyl? Here's the real problem. Yeah, sure it did. You see how that works? You see how white people are hypocrites? You see that now, Kakam? Are you black people watching this? This is a white British man who loves America for some reason, who believes that fentanyl killed George Floyd and not the knee on the neck. Well, Mr. Slade J, this white woman died of a fentanyl overdose and not the bullet. You see that? This white woman didn't die from a bullet from the cop. The white woman died from a fentanyl overdose. That's not what they're saying, though. So, Mr. Slade, what are they saying? Are they saying that a bullet from a police officer killed this white woman? Is that what they're saying? Come on, Mr. Slade J. You've been real talkative this whole entire class. Now you want to shut up. Are you telling me that this white woman died of a fentanyl overdose? I'm sorry, of a bullet from a police officer? I'll wait for them to respond.
I think, Mr. Slade J, I think he likes to do a little fentanyl.
I think he does too.
Yeah. Like General said, put all the fentanyl in the cocaine. He probably likes to sniff cocaine.
Oh, come on now.
You know he likes to do all that. It go by prostitutes.
Yeah, come on now.
At his local pub. You know what I mean? Right there in Canada. You know what I mean? Because they ain't got shit else to do up there. It's cold as hell. Salakia.
Oh, now he took a break from all of this. I don't know how you were talking about. I just gave my 5-year-old. Now he's taking a break. Now, you see, when white people have to face their hypocrisy, they don't want to. They hide and they give their 5-year-old a bath. More of the psychedelic route myself, not all the time, but once a year. Yeah, we know you do. We know you're a drug addict, fentanyl here, just like this white woman who was killed in Minneapolis. I'm sure she was on fentanyl, and I'm quite certain, Kakam, that the bullet did not, in fact, kill this white woman in Minnesota. So what does that tell you? This white woman should have just bowed down to the authority of the white officer of ICE. She should have complied. That's what she should have done. She should have complied. Now I want you to give me the scripture that you're holding now. Give me Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12. This is what the Bible says.
Yeah, this
and after you read this, I'm going to give a PSA to white people out there. Venezuela, we just told you what's going to happen to Venezuelans. You poor brothers and sisters in Venezuela better come into the truth, because you're going to experience something you have never experienced before in Venezuela. You're going to experience the absolute control and oppression of a white man. And that's something that I don't wish on my worst enemies. Read what you got, Kakam.
Khan, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth the town with blood.
Woe to him. What does the term woe mean? For time's sake, woe means destruction. Destruction. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, like Caracas. Donald Trump took Caracas in blood. Do you understand? He's building a town in blood there. He's about to build what did you call it out? A resort. He's going to build a resort down there for rich white oil tycoons to go frequent every summer. He's building it right now. That's what their goal is. How do I know? Because they did it everywhere else.
Right.
The Bible says, woe to him that buildeth the town with blood. What other cities have been built with blood? Every city the white man has ever touched.
Mar-a-Lago,
Boston, New York, Kansas City, Des Moines. You following me? You tracking? Right? All of these cities that white men have ever touched or explored, they've all been built off the blood, by the blood of poor racial groups like the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. God said destruction to those people, destruction to a person, to a race who would build a town in blood. Keep reading.
And establish a city by iniquity.
And the foundation of the city is sin. Sin City. The damn city is named Sin City. Las Vegas was built by the blood, sweat, and tears of North American Indians, Negroes, and Mexicans. And they call it Sin City. Sin City. Because that is what the white man wants you to do in these cities, is sin. God said, woe to that people. Woe to them. Can I tell you what the problem, what the white man and the white woman and white man in Minneapolis, Minnesota's problem is? The problem in Minneapolis is the same problem in Venezuela, is the same problem in the Sahel region of Africa, it's the same problem in Germany, it's the same problem in Ukraine. It's the same problem around the world. White racism is the problem. White imperialism is the problem. The white man is the problem. He's the problem.
Right.
When the white man gets removed, then there won't be any more problems. You understand? White people have to be put in their place. That's all. White people have to be, and I'm not going and encouraging anybody to go and do anything against anyone. I'm simply telling you that the white man is the problem on this earth. He is who the Bible is talking about right here. He's who the Bible was referring to in Psalms 55, 19, and 20. Or 21, 20 and 21. This is an oppressor that you really just aren't that familiar with. You just don't know the white man like the UPK does. This is an absolute animal. A violent animal whose goal is to murder and steal and lie and to build a city in blood and to establish a city with sin and iniquity and lasciviousness. That's the white man. And the Lord is tired of it. So guess what happens? Was Minneapolis a city established by blood? Absolutely. So guess what happened to a white woman today? She was killed by a white man who's a cop. That story happens every day in the black community. But it's finally happening to white people. Why? Because white people are finally going to get the justice they need. I'm sorry. White people are finally going to get the punishments they need for all of the crimes that they've committed against everybody else. That's what's happening in 2026. You're going to see that throughout until Christ returns. These oppressors are, and it won't be the hands of a black or Hispanic or Native Indian. It's going to be by the hands of other white people. Because white people have to pay for what they've done. They must pay for what they've done. Well, guess what, Gabar? Who's a better punishment than the white man? The white man is going to punish his own people like you never seen before. This white woman was killed by an ICE agent, and the white woman's government was on the ICE agent side. They were not on her side. Can you imagine how her family must feel? I know how our family feels because I'm a black man. I'm a black man, so I absolutely know how our family feels for the government that you serve, the government who you pay taxes to, the government that you've loved for 400 years. When something happens to you, that government that you love is not on your side. I know how that feels as a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. Now white people are going to feel it too. White people are going to feel when the government is not on their side. You're going to start to feel that now, Mr. White Man. And guess what could come? That is the precipice of civil war right there. White people only need that little bit to go and say, you know what? Let's storm the Capitol because this government isn't on our side. They're not following and adhering to the codes of the Constitution. They're not following the laws and the amendments in the Constitution. So what should we do, Kakam Gabar? We should just go storm the Capitol. Not me and you. I'm speaking about if we were white people. This is how white people think. That's why the Capitol got stormed. White people only need to be dissatisfied for a split second, and then they go on to a violent spree, just like John Wilkes Booth. It took him 4 days 4 days from the end of the Civil War to him unaliving the president. White people are only going to be dissatisfied for a second. They're not like us. They're not blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians who are dissatisfied for 500 years. No, no, no. They can't be dissatisfied for a split second, and then they go berserk. Then they go and kill everybody. What you're going to witness here, you're going to see oppressors rising up against their government. And you're going to see that government try to put them back down in their place. That is a civil war. Remember, I didn't say this was going to take place this year or next year, in the next 10 years. I'm warning you of what's to come in your lifetime before Christ returns. How do I know? Because it's biblical prophecy. That white woman in Minneapolis, that's going to happen a lot more because the white man can't control his lust to murder. He don't give a damn if it's a white woman he murders or a black woman he murders. He just has to murder. That's going to dissatisfy a lot of white people. That is the start of a civil war. White people only got to be dissatisfied for this long, this little could come before you know it. The Capitol is being stormed, and Nancy Pelosi's desk is being defecated on. Everyone understand? God said, "Woe to that city, woe to that people." Well, guess what? That people is your oppressor. God is going to destroy your oppressor. He's going to do it using the hands of ICE. He's going to do it using COVID-19. He's going to do it by any means necessary. Here's the good news for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You have an opportunity to not be harmed. You have an opportunity to save your life from the hands of your oppressor. But you have to come into the I.S.U.P.K. to do it. You can't do it through Christianity. You can't do it through the Nation of Islam. You can't do it through holistic diets and holistic healing. You have to do it through the I.S.U.P.K. under commanding General Yahanna. This place you will be saved. This place you won't experience the cruelty of your oppressor. Everyone understand? This place you'll be safe from all hurt, harm, and danger. But you have to come into the truth first for it. You got to come in here first. Everyone understand? With that being said, I pass this class over to Priest and Officer 500 Cucumber Bar.
That's right. Yeah, this is the I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months, and they are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After that 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to marry and to speak to a Salaki. Get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court one another. And then after that 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, that is a commandment. You can find that in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, the book of Malachi, chapter.
Cucumber Bar, you mute. Your sound went out. Your sound just clicked off. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I still can't hear you, Cucumber Bar.
All right, Shalom. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you clearly.
All right, Salaki, yeah.
No sweat.
But where was I at? Yeah, so tithes, that's a commandment. You can find that in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10. That means a tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. That's 10% of every penny or increase that the Lord gives you. You could give that to the Treasury Department or to the teacher or priest offering fund or free will offering. That's any amount you would like. It is not mandatory. And the upcoming Holy Convocation is the Feast of Purim. Clap it up for that. That would be March 2nd at sundown. It's a 2-day feast, actually. So March 2nd, sundown, March 3rd at the sundown, You can find that in the book of Esther. And then after that, of course, that's the last holy day of the Hebrew calendar. Then we got the Lord's 57th annual Passover.
That's right.
Going down in Houston, Texas. You know what I mean? So you definitely check out your nearest camp leader for more information. And any brothers want to come into the school, want to be a trooper, you need to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, war scarves, etc., etc. And so with that, I'm going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. So men of Israel, Amajim, which means to stand. Amajim Shabbat, Amajim Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Yahweh Matah means hands down star. Means the term. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Amajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat. Amajim Barak. Yahweh Shemar,
done by Shem Yahweh
Shah.
Yahweh Shemar, done by Shem Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Matah, class dismissed.
All right, mighty man. Shalom. Shalom, brothers and
All right,
sisters.
shalom.
Water for another heavy class.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The I.S.U.P.K. under commanding General Yahanna presents the Lord's 57th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under commanding General Yahanna. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.